High Court judge warns that perpetrators of domestic violence cannot act with impunity as she jails one of them for 9 years. That's our top story in our Barbados Today morning news update for Wednesday, March the 28th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. A High Court judge warns that perpetrators of domestic and gender-based violence cannot act with impunity given the devastating consequences of their actions. It was issued yesterday by Madam Justice Jacqueline Cornelius as she sentenced St. Lucian Cuthbert Joseph to 9 years in jail for slashing the face of his son's mother, Margaret Christoph, on August the 12th, 2014. Cornelius was adamant that the state had a responsibility through the criminal justice system and otherwise not only to protect women from this scourge, but also to indicate that such cases will be dealt with seriously, and the excuse of rampant emotions and jealousy cannot be enough. While describing the incident as a grave case of domestic abuse, since Christoph suffered extensive injuries for which she needs ongoing treatment, Cornelius ordered Joseph to compensate his victim in the amount of $10,000, which he must pay either in lump sum or 4 installments of $2,500 within 2 years of his release from jail. Meanwhile, a St. Michael man has been sentenced to 15 years in prison for manslaughter following a gun deal that went sour almost 6 years ago. However, Damien LeCourcy Rivera of 4th Avenue, New Orleans, only has 8 years, 3 months, 1 week, and 2 days left to serve, given the time he has already spent on remand at Dodds. Rivera, alias Pookman, is accused of the fatal shooting of 31-year-old Anderson Ashby in a park in Belfie, Black Rock, St. Michael on October the 9th, 2012. He was subsequently charged with murder, but a jury found him guilty of a lesser count of manslaughter on February the 16th last year. In other news now, President of the National Union of Public Workers, Akani McDowell, has been called a liar by his immediate predecessor, Walter Maloney. In a scathing attack on McDowell, Maloney accused him of downright lying and of padding the membership numbers in order to make himself look good. When he addressed the union's annual conference last week, McDowell claimed that under his stewardship, which started in 2015, the union regained nearly 2,000 members following what he termed its feeble response between 2013 and 2014 to the government's retrenchment of 3,000 public workers. However, Maloney, who was president during that period, is adamant that McDowell has got it all wrong.
When Dennis Clark and Walter Maloney left NUPW, our membership was 9,700 people. The membership of NUPW today is not more than 7,500. It is not more, okay? The current membership, it is not more than 7,500. No, but all I'm saying that sometimes there must be a moral ineptitude seen in people, right? And then it's clearly is a moral ineptitude because one must tell the truth.
Students of the St. Leonard's Boys School have been advised to stay afloat in a rapidly changing global environment. The counsel came from President of the school's Parent Teacher Association, Anthony Murrell, and spoken word artist Adrian Green, who gave the feature address at the school's speech day and prize-giving ceremony last evening. Murrell, himself a former student of the school, cited its motto, Fear God, Think Clean, and Aim High as key components of their personal growth.
You see, if you want to embrace change, you have to start with self. I want to be somebody. What am I going to become when I leave school? There is the worst thing in life to say is a school dropout who has no goals and has nowhere to go because he is nothing. But a person who wants to be something must embrace change. You must embrace change because it means that on Monday you are what you are on Monday, but on Friday you should be better. It means you have done something with your life that week.
Green urged the school to embrace change more tightly than ever before.
In 2018, change is not constant. Change is speeding up. Things are changing more rapidly than ever because of technology and science and whatever else. So if you can just embrace change, you will can't just embrace change in these times. We can't just say, all right, the waves are coming in and out, a little heavier than before, let me tread water. Eventually you get tired and go under. You gotta learn to swim.
In sports now, Australia's captain Steve Smith, vice-captain David Warner, and batsman Cameron Bancroft will be sent home from South Africa for ball tampering in the third test in Cape Town. However, Cricket Australia Chief Executive James Sutherland says head coach Darren Lehman was not involved in the controversy and will remain in his post.
In regard to the three players on report, I want to stress that we are contemplating significant sanctions in each case. These sanctions will reflect the gravity with which we view what has occurred and the damage it has done to the standing of Australian cricket. I fully understand the appetite for urgency for more detail. However, urgency must be balanced with due process, given the serious implications for all involved.
Meanwhile, a cricket administrator in Harare has been suspended for 20 years after approaching the Zimbabwean cricket captain Graham Kramer to throw matches against the West Indies during the regional team's recent tour of that African country. He is the treasurer and marketing director of the Harare Metropolitan Cricket Association, Rajan Nair, who has been banned from all cricket activity until 2038. The International Cricket Council announced yesterday that Nair was sanctioned after he accepted a charge of breaching the ICC anti-corruption code, which included offering Kramer $30,000 to fix or contrive or otherwise influence improperly the result, progress, conduct, or other aspects of an international match or matches. Kramer said he was appalled to be approached by someone so closely connected to the game.
Rajan, who I know quite well, he messaged me and he said he needed to meet urgently, but I was in Bulawayo at the time getting ready for the test series. So I said, well, I can't meet you because he's obviously here in Harare. I said, but you can call anytime. And then he called me the next day and, you know, he told me there was a guy in Dubai that wanted me to, I don't know if it was throw games or fix games against West Indies. I can't remember the term he used. And then, yeah, from there, he went on to say there'll be no third party involved. The package will come straight to me. There was never an offer made. And then he said the guy will be phoning him back that evening. Can I tell him you'll think about it? And then that's when I told him I wasn't interested.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thanks for staying with us for the regional news. An 8-year-old Guyanese girl has been hospitalized after being bitten by a poisonous snake. To make matters worse, her father, Gilbert Alexander, doesn't have a cent to sustain her while she struggles to recover.
Mr. Alexander is pleading with the relevant authorities and even kind-hearted persons to help him in this trying time.
Well, right now I'm looking for assistance to, because I didn't come with no kind of money. I just come because of an accident. And I didn't have no relatives, neither can make a phone call from here to Dad because by our corner we doesn't get internet on every corner, right? We just go on the hill and get signal to make phone calls and so forth.
And on the global front, Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday visited the scene of a fire in a Siberian shopping mall that killed at least 64 people, 41 of them children, on Sunday. He He laid flowers at a makeshift memorial to the victims of the fire and later met with Kemerovo regional officials.
After visiting the scene of Kemerovo's shopping mall fire on Tuesday, President Vladimir Putin declared a day of mourning. He then went on to meet city officials, but he avoided meeting the thousands of angry protesters nearby who were calling for those officials to resign. What's happening here? This isn't war. It's not a spontaneous methane outburst in a mine. People came to relax. Children. We're talking about people and losing so many of them. Why? Because of some criminal negligence. Because of slovenliness. How could this ever happen? What was the reason? What are the consequences? 41 of the 64 people who died in the fire were children, and Putin has promised all the victims' families that those responsible will be punished.
And that's news and sports. But for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.